You're safe. Do stay with us as we turn over to another development coming out of Israel. In a recent statement, the Israeli army spokesperson, Brigadier General Efri Defrin, confirmed that Israel is in the second day of Operation Roaring Lion, aimed at dismantling the Iranian terror regime and neutralizing long-term threats to Israel's security. He highlighted that over the past 24 hours, Israel targeted and struck Iranian command centers, air defense systems, and missile arrays. He also confirmed that in the operation's opening strike, 40 senior Iranian commanders and officials were eliminated in just 1 minute. Defrin further revealed that the Israeli Air Force, using precise intelligence, targeted and killed Iranian Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, calling him the arch-murderer and the architect of the plan to destroy Israel. He emphasized Khamenei's role in orchestrating terrorist activities against Israel and the West, particularly noting his responsibility for the October the 7th attack. Defrin concluded by stressing that the operation's success marks a significant step in dismantling Iran's terror network. Let's listen into the statements.
אנחנו נמצאים ביממה השנייה למבצע שאגת הארי. יצאנו למבצע כדי לפגוע במשטר הטרור האיראני ולהסיר איומים קיומיים על מדינת ישראל לאורך זמן. ביממה האחרונה פגענו קשות במשטר, במטרות הפיקוד והשליטה, במערכי ההגנה האווירית שלו ובמערך הטילים. יש לנו הישגים טובים ועוד מטרות רבות לפנינו. במכת הפתיחה של המבצע צה"ל חיסל 40 מפקדים ובכירים מהמשטר האיראני בדקה אחת. כעת ניתן לומר כי בתקיפה עוצמתית ומדויקת של מטוסי חיל האוויר ובהכוונה מודיעינית מדויקת של אמ"ן חיסלנו את רב המרצחים ואבי התוכנית להשמדת ישראל, עלי חמינאי. חמינאי עמד בראש משטר הטרור האיראני במשך עשרות שנים והוביל פעולות טרור נגד מדינת ישראל והעולם המערבי כולו. הוא ראש התמנון האיראני, ששלח זרועות הטרור שלו לכל המזרח התיכון, ועל ידיו דם נרצחי ונטבחי ה-7 באוקטובר.
Gedaliah Blum joins us once again in this discussion. There have been celebrations around the world from Iranians who now live abroad, from Iranians inside Iran. We're of course getting limited information there. However, there are some fears that this operation might be illegal under international law. The fact that Donald Trump didn't get approval from his Congress to launch said attacks, but going to the UN Charter, Article 51, the self-defense exception, there are concerns around these preemptive strikes, as both Israel and the United States call them. They say that the inherent right of an individual or collective to self-defense if an armed attack occurs. Of course, an armed attack didn't occur from Iran to either party. Can I get your response to some of that criticism, Gedaliah?
I'm not a big proponent on what people call international law. International law really comes down to a set of directives that come from a consensus, yet the consensus is always broken by whoever's stronger. So let's just put that in place. There's absolutely no consensus when it comes to any prosecution, when it comes to any what do you want to call it? I'm sorry, I'm lost for words, but there's no court of law. There's no court of law that's consensus. You have the ICJ and the ICC, but they're not signed on by the world of nations around the world. So this becomes more of a political tool, as we've seen when the ICJ brought Israel to court for genocide, in which it was the only genocide in the world that ever produced a higher population than when the war actually started. But that's besides the point. I would also say that the assassination attempt on Donald Trump is certainly not a passive, non-confronting way of engaging with the U.S. Number one, when it comes to Iranian proxies, them sending over billions of dollars to the Houthis, to Hamas, directing October 7th, Hezbollah, arming Hezbollah to attack us, to kidnap our people, to slaughter our children, our babies, Holocaust survivors. That's certainly not something that you could say the Iranian regime has not been any aggressive towards Israel or the United States. So I think if you want to look maybe in the last couple of weeks, I think that you might have a point. But if you look at the history of the regime, they have been nothing but a terror regime, not only against Israel and the U.S. and other Western interests, but their own people as well. And we know this more than anything when we see in the streets of London, when we see in the streets of New York or LA, wherever, where the Iranians who are able to escape the Islamic regime are dancing on the street in a way that they've never thought in their lifetime that they would ever see this Islamic regime, this oppressive regime that is the source, the head of the snake of so many atrocities around the world and torture, killing their own women for showing their own hair. It's unbelievable to even think for a second that international law would actually protect them and to enable them to stay in power, to continue their oppression.
Okay, Gedaliah, do stay with us once again as we turn over to our next story. Reactions have been pouring in from the Gulf, and at least 3 people have been killed and 58 others wounded in the United Arab Emirates since Iran launched its retaliatory missile strikes in the Gulf, responding to US and Israeli attacks. The UAE Defence Ministry reported detecting 165 ballistic missiles, destroying 152 and intercepting 2 cruise missiles. Additionally, 551 Iranian drones were detected, with 506 intercepted and destroyed. The casualties include individuals from Pakistan, Nepal and Bangladesh, according to the ministry's statement on the ongoing situation. We have further news coming in from the Gulf region, where Kuwait's Ministry of Health reported that 1 person was killed and 32 others injured due to the ongoing regional developments. The victims are currently receiving treatment at Al Aden Hospital. The Health Ministry did not provide further details on the incident, but confirmed the severity of the casualties. Shruti Dasgupta joins us in this discussion. Of course, the United Arab Emirates, Shruti, and Kuwait, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, all of these countries have US military bases in them, and they're therefore relevant targets to the Iranian military. How might diplomatic relations now move forward with these Gulf countries, which, by the way, the Trump administration does see as very valuable after this attack?
Most of these nations are fed up of being attacked just by association. They do not like the fact that their economy is going to take the hit of being part of the conflict. They don't like the fact that their businesses are going to be stalled for whatever reasons, that the Strait of Hormuz is going to be choked. They do not like having to use millions and millions of dollars to intercept Iranian missiles and drones to protect their nation when they were not the ones to start the war. So they are not part of the actual conflict, but they are bearing the brunt of it. And they are right now, all of them in united voice, condemning Iranian attacks on their nations, on their people, and on their sovereignty. Up till now, their actions have been defensive, as in they are using only defensive equipment and are not ready to engage with Iran on a military level. They are hoping that better sense will prevail and talks will resume. I believe Trump's statement was that maybe these attacks would make negotiating with the team of Iran easier. So that would be a hint that Trump hopes that the Iran's team comes back to the talking table and signs the deal the way they want it and end the war and have a paper document that will at least protect whoever is left in Iran in terms of their military power as well as their regime. But whether, as of now, Iran is not in the mood. They are, I believe my word choice was completely correct when I said wrath, because they're very angry at having had their supreme leader taken out of action. So they're very angry, and that comes down in the form of their wrath in terms of military might. But they are, as of now, headless, because they are one of the ships they have attacked in Strait of Hormuz is part of their own shadow fleet. So there is a vacuum that has been created. They have intelligence vacuum, they have leadership vacuums, and it'll take time for it to be plugged in. But unfortunately for all of us, the region of Gulf is going to face a war of attrition, where Iran is going to continue attacking by slow weight to all these nations, and these nations now have to decide whether they are going to only play the game defensively or are going to go and unite against Iran and have it come down on its knees and say, I'm sorry, this is going to stop.
Okay, Shruti, stay with us once again. We turn over to further updates. We have more numbers coming in.